Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess from Handmade by Jess. Today I'm going to show you how I made this sign from Dollar Tree products. I've got a couple of their little palette signs for fall, and I found this board in my garage, and it is almost exactly the same size as two of the Dollar Tree signs put together long ways. So I wanted to show that because I'm going to use this board instead. It's just a piece of MDF board from some packaging whenever we got our pool table. But I'm going to take some lightweight spackle there from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to fill in the hanger holes that they have on all of these signs. I like to put my spackle on there pretty thick, and that way when you lightly sand, it gives a smoother surface. I've noticed if you put a really thin amount on there, you can still kind of see where the hole was. So if you put a thicker amount on there and lightly sand, it'll come off nice and even. Now I'm going to take Apple Barrel's black matte paint, and I'm going to paint this whole board, front, back, and sides. One healthy coat will do. This paint actually does cover pretty well, and I usually use it as a base coat for most of my projects when I'm starting fresh like this. And I will be dry brushing on some other colors there. Had an issue with my paintbrush. I don't know why it was falling apart like that. The bristles were just coming out like crazy. I've had this paintbrush for a long time. I've never had that happen before. So I don't know what happened there, but I had to get a new brush and finish it up there. But that's what I did. I just painted it all with a nice thick coat of black. And then I'm going to come in with two more colors, and we're going to do a heavy dry brush on there to make the sign look like it had been painted over a few times. Waverly Sandstone is the first color I'm going to use. I got my chip brush, and I'm just going to put that on there pretty thick. It's a pretty heavy dry brush that I do. And I even, glob some paint on there once I get it all covered over. And I turn my brush sideways, and I put some darker strokes on throughout the board there to make it look like the paint is thicker in some places, that it's been painted over a couple different times. This is my favorite way to distress. I chose these colors because you'll see in the reveal on my front porch in the springtime, I had made a welcome sign and a lamppost on either side of the door there that this sign will go perfectly well with it for the fall season. I'm just finishing up. I do the front and back and sides there. I just kind of dab it on the sides. That board is a little thick and rough on the sides there, but once you get it painted, you really can't tell. And then I'm going to come in with white from Waverly, and I'm going to just go over the sandstone. Same process, same type. Just take the white, add it in different spots, brush it on there, and get it looking a little lighter. Kind of brings out the other color a little more. This is my favorite method when I'm painting wood that I want to look like it's been painted a few times and is just been sitting out in the weather and distressed. Then I'm even going to come back in with the black and just darken it just a bit to bring that black color back out. And when it's to my liking, we're going to put that aside and let it completely dry. I did not dry in between colors. I kind of left them wet. I wanted to, kind of blend them together. So here we are. We coming back to the palette signs. I'm going to take my sanding sponge and lightly sand off that spackle. Get it nice and flat there so you cannot even see those holes at all. Then we're going to use Waverly's Pumpkin and Waverly's Moss to paint the leaves. I'm going to paint everything but the stems on all of these at first, because I'm going to come back in with a different color and do the stems. I'm going to mix just a little bit of burnt umber in with the pumpkin to kind of darken it up a little bit. That color is just a little too bright for my liking. I like it just a little darker and richer than it comes for the fall season there. So there I'm just painting the first leaf. I'll come back, I'll do the second one with the moss color. Absolutely love that moss color. It's so pretty. And then for the pumpkin, we're going to use Waverly's Mineral Chalk Paint. We'll just do the same thing for the pumpkin. We'll paint it up real good. Make sure when you're painting these, you get down in them cracks where the back slats are kind of show through on the front there. You want to make sure everything's painted. And here we are with the acorn. I'm going to use the nutmeg brown and the antique wax for the top of the acorn and all of the stems on the rest of the signs there. And with the nutmeg, when I was painting it on there, it was just a little darker than I liked it to be. And so I took a paper towel and I just wiped off the excess paint. And it actually turned out like a nice colored brown stain almost there on the acorn. I thought it was really pretty. Look at that. That's so pretty. I like that color. And then with the antique wax, I usually use a baby wipe and put it on there, but I wanted the top of this acorn to be very dark. So I just pretty liberally thick painted it on there and went up and through to the stem. And I'm going to use that wax for the rest of the stems on the other signs there. Just get that done real quick. And then Waverly's White, I'm going to take and paint this hello sign from the Dollar Tree I got. These signs are awesome. I love these things. You can use them in so many ways, and they have so many different words you can use too. I love when they come out with the holiday words too. And I'm just going to take that white paint and I'm going to paint every single inch of this thing, front and back, inside and outside, all around everything. I like to start with the outside edges because these things have a lot of nooks and crannies and just they could take a little while to paint. So I start with the hardest part first. And here we are. We're all finished. I'm just painting up the front. And we're going to come back to the signs. I'm going to put on the fence post or the sign post there. This is the stencil kit I got from Walmart. I paid about $10 for it. I've had it for a couple of years. It actually is a really nice set. I've used it several different times. I love it. I would recommend it to someone who is looking for just a set of letter stencils. These do really well, and like I said, you can use them over and over and over again. They are cardboard, so you can't wash them off, but they are pretty durable. Now I'm gonna do the letters in white to match the hello sign. I got my sponge roller there. That's my favorite way to stencil. I got that sponge roller at Lowe's for about, well, it was under $4. I think it was like $3.79 or something like that. And it even comes with its own little paint tray. It's well worth the money because it does a very good job. So I'm just going to go through and paint all of the lettering on the signs there, and we're going to spell out fall. I didn't care for the contrast of the lines there with that letter and the A, how they have the line going through. So I just took the corner of my roller sponge and I'm filling in the area that those lines were creating, that diagonal line. Got to be careful doing this. You could even grab another thinner paintbrush and fill that in. Unless you want to do it this way, if you're comfortable, once you get used to your roller, it should be no problem at all. I'm going to use the L there on the last leaf and the pumpkin. And we're just going to spell fall going down the sign. Sponge roller works really well if you have it saturated. I love that thing. All right, there's all of our signs. We got them all painted and they are ready to go. I'm going to embellish them just a bit before we actually attach them to the sign. I got some raffia here, just some short pieces, scrap pieces if you will. I'm going to tie them around the stem of each of the letters here on the signs. And I got some of those Dollar Tree sunflowers. They got two different sizes. I'm using the smaller ones for these signs. And I'm just going to attach a little sunflower right where the knot is that I tied the raffia on. And we'll do the same for the rest of the signs. I think I only showed two of them, but it's just the same process for all of them. Tie a knot, secure with a little hot glue, and then glue on the sunflower. And then the hello sign, I felt like it needed something else too. So I pulled out my bigger pack of the sunflowers. I put one of those on there and I just glued a couple more of the small ones on there just to, you know, tie it in with the other signs and just give it a little extra detail. Now we're going to take a little bit of white and black buffalo check ribbon and we're going to go around the top edge and the bottom edge of the, I guess you could call that the post, the sign post. Just go over that, glue that on there, and then it's time to attach all of our signs on the front. I'm finding the placement, just lining everything up. I want my letters to go straight. So I'm just using some hot glue and attaching those for now. And then we are actually going to staple those signs on there. I wasn't confident that the hot glue would hold. I'm going to put this on my front porch. I know I've mentioned in previous videos that my front porch gets pounded with sunlight, so I was afraid that the sun would melt the hot glue and the signs would pop off. So we're just going to secure with a staple right there behind the sunflower. You can't even see it. One staple will do. These signs are really lightweight. They aren't gonna, you know, fly off in the wind either. Just one staple will be fine. We don't want to show anything like that on the rest of the parts of the sign there. I just one staple right behind the sunflower is all you need there, just to secure it. And then the hello sign, I'm going to place on there how I want it. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to mark either side of the hello sign on the back so I know when I flip it around where I'm going to put my glue. And I'm going to use super glue gel on there. I've had good results with this glue and holding stuff together. And I'm going to pop a couple dots of hot glue for the instant hold. This will be for the long hold. And again, you know, we're going to secure this from the back because I do not think that glue alone would hold the weight of this hello sign on here long term, even if it wasn't on like my porch where it gets pounded with sunlight. I think it needed secured from the back. And I've got some nails here just from the basic picture hanging set from the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna just find placement and I'm gonna mark where I can hammer those nails through the back and it'll go right into that hello sign. And since our glue is there, you know, it'll be a nice tight hold, and that ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna nail all three of them nails in there. That way that's nice and secure. And then once we get that done, the project is finished. You can take it outside and style it. It's awesome. This is a very nice sign. It's very cute for fall. And there we are. It's right there on my front porch next to my other signs. It matches perfectly. It's a great addition to my front porch area and how I have everything. It's very cute. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time. Fall are my favorite crafts to do. I absolutely love doing them. I made those other two things in the fall time, and I actually have a video for that wood round if you'd like to check it out. When I brought out this sign, I didn't show it, but I did clear coat it with this, the Rust-Oleum Ultra Clear. Just to seal it in case any rain gets on it or anything like that. You want to just make sure that your paint isn't going to wash off. It's always a good idea to seal it. And as always, I would appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you give this project a try. And I'll see you on the next one.